Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking through some player props I like on Prizepicks for today's college football slate for week 1. We're going to specifically hit on some props that I like in the games on Friday night. So I did a video for the games on Thursday night. We did have a good amount of games Thursday night. We also have some games Friday night, and then we got the full slate on Saturday with a bunch of big time games on Saturday, kick off week 1. So I'm super excited for Saturday. I'm going to obviously have a video up for the Saturday games. That'll probably go out, I would say Friday afternoon, Friday night. Be on the lookout for a video for the Saturday games. But in this video specifically, we're going to talk about the games on Friday night. I think there's I don't know exactly how many games total. I think it's like 10 or 11. Right now on Prizepicks, we have 5 games on the board. They might add more games and more props as we get closer to the start of the games. Right now, I'm recording this video Thursday night. We have 5 games on the board. I've got 2 early player props I do like for this little slate of games that we're going to break down and talk about in this video. Now, before we do get started, guys, make sure that you hit that like button down below. If you enjoy these Prizepicks videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to the channel and if you are new to Prizepicks, if you don't have a Prizepicks account, make sure that you sign up. Use that promo code NOAH when you do sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code. Play $5, you're going to get $50 in free lineups instantly added to your account. So this is an easy way to kickstart your bankroll on Prizepicks. Use those free lineups. Hopefully you'll make some money and you can build up that bankroll. But again, if you guys don't have an account on Prizepicks, make sure that you sign up and use that promo code NOAH. And then also I do want to give a quick shout out to Sleeper because we are partnered with Sleeper as well. You guys can go download the Sleeper app, use promo code NOAH over there, and get your first deposit matched up to $100. So whatever you put in, Sleeper will match it up to $100. If you want to deposit $100, they'll give you an additional $100 to play with. So now you got a $200 bankroll to work with. You can try and start to build up that bankroll over on Sleeper. But if you guys don't know what Sleeper is, they're just a DFS pick'em app. They're very similar to Prizepicks, where you build out your lineups, you pick more or less on player projections. You can win up to 100 extra money. You can do up to an 8-pick lineup, so you can mix and match a bunch of different players, a bunch of different sports. And Sleeper does offer college football props. So you can, if you take college football, which obviously if you're watching this video, you're into college football, you can do college football over on Sleeper. So check them out, guys, and make sure that, again, when you download that Sleeper app, you use promo code NOAH, so that way you get your first deposit matched up to $100. But yeah, we're going to talk about some plays here that I like for tonight on Friday night for this college football slate. Now, I do want to recap our plays from our video for the Thursday night games. We gave out 2 picks for Thursday night. Unfortunately, we went 0-2 on our 2 plays. The first play that we gave out was Maddox Madsen over 1.5 passing touchdowns, which was a prop that I felt really good about. That line got taken off the board on Prizepicks. I don't know exactly how long it got taken off the board, but after I recorded my video, I think maybe a couple hours after I posted my video, the line got taken off the board. The odds were heavily favoring the over. Boise State had a huge team total, a 35 team total. They were projected to score a bunch of points. Madsen threw a touchdown in the first quarter, and then that was literally it. He didn't throw another touchdown the rest of the game. Boise State didn't score any more points the rest of the game. Boise State scored 7 points when they had a 35 team total. So that was annoying. I felt really good about that play on Maddox Madsen. There was a couple times when Boise State got in the red zone, but they couldn't convert, couldn't score. So we lost that one. And then the other play that we took was Brendan Sorsby over 207.5 pass yards, which was another prop that we got some good value on. His line bumped up to 215.5, but Sorsby was not getting it done through the air. Right now, as I'm recording this video, that game's in the 4th quarter, and I think he has 30 pass yards. He's got 18 pass attempts for 30 yards. It's been just a slow running type game for both teams. I think Sorsby has 80 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Luckily, we did take his over fantasy score. That was a prop that I gave out on Patreon, and that did cash because he did so much with his legs. But him only having 30 passing yards, I mean, who would have thought? That's just something you can't predict. So tough day on Thursday night, guys, but let's try and bounce back here for these games Friday night. I've got 2 plays I'm liking. Let's break them down. So both the props that I do like for tonight are going to be in the Auburn and Baylor game. That's kind of one of the big-time games Friday night. There's really 2 big-time games. It's Auburn-Baylor and then Colorado-Georgia Tech. But we're going to talk about some plays from the Auburn-Baylor game. First prop that we're going to take a look at is going to be a longest reception. And we're going to take Cam Coleman for more than 26.5 yards as his longest reception. Now, if you look at Cam Coleman's receiving yards prop for this game, that line is set at 67.5. It's been up around like 69.5. I think it opened at like 59.5. So there's kind of been a lot of steam there. A lot of people have been betting overs on Cam Coleman, kind of expecting him to have a good game here. And he should be in line for a bigger role this year. He's coming into his second year. Last year as a freshman, he posted pretty good numbers. Even as a freshman, had 37 catches for 598 yards, was pretty productive, and that was with him splitting time and splitting targets with Keandre Lambert-Smith, who is now in the NFL. So I don't know if Coleman will kind of operate as the wide receiver one. I think he probably will be the wide receiver one this year. Pretty sure on the depth chart he's listed as their wide receiver one. Auburn did go out and get Eric Singleton from Georgia Tech, so they have another wide receiver that they can pepper targets to. But I do expect Cam Coleman to really take that second year leap here in this upcoming season with Auburn. He was really good last year, even in limited playing time as a freshman. Now getting his second year with a new quarterback as well. We did see Auburn go out and get Jackson Arnold in the transfer portal. Now Jackson Arnold has not really lived up to the hype that he kind of was given. He's a 5-star recruit, a lot of praise. Coming out of high school, people thought he would be like one of the top quarterbacks. He didn't really turn out to be much at Oklahoma. Lost the starting job, got benched, and then they wound up bringing him back, and he got some playing time towards the end of the season. But we'll see how he does at Auburn. I mean, he hasn't been great so far in college as a 5-star. He hasn't lived up to the lofty expectations. But maybe a fresh new start with a new team is what Jackson Arnold needs. And I think Jackson Arnold is definitely an upgrade from what Auburn had last year. I mean, Peyton Thorne last season for Auburn was kind of mediocre at best. So I think we're getting a quarterback upgrade here this season for Cam Coleman, bringing in Jackson Arnold. And Cam Coleman is another like highly touted wide receiver. I want to say he's a 4-star. Maybe I think he might actually be a 5-star wide receiver. Last season posted really good numbers. This year should be in line for an even bigger role. And Cam Coleman, the reason that I like his longest reception, he is a big play guy. Like, he is someone that Auburn consistently was targeting deep down the field last year. If you look at his games last season, he only played in, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He only played in 10 games last season, but he did go over this longest reception line in 6 out of his 10 games. And if you look at the games where he went over this line, like, there were some games where he would only have like 2 or 3 catches, and he would still go over this line because the catches that he would get would be long targets down the field. Like in their first game of the season, he had 2 catches for 62 yards, and one of those was a 44-yard catch. He had 2 catches for 53 yards against Cal, and one of those was a 41-yard catch. He had 3 catches for 82 yards against Oklahoma with a 42-yard long catch in that one. He only had 1 catch against Missouri, and that 1 catch went for 47 yards. He had 4 catches for 24 yards against Kentucky, so not a great game there, only a 9-yard long reception. Against Vanderbilt, only had 1 catch for 9 yards, but then he had 8 catches for 100 yards. His long in that game was 22 yards, so he did go under that game. He did go under this longest reception in that game with 8 catches for 100 yards. Not something you typically expect for a guy like Cam Coleman, but then in the season against Texas A&M, 7 catches, 128 yards with a longest reception of 63 yards in that game. And then against Alabama, 7 catches for 78 yards with the longest reception of 29 yards. So a lot of his games last year where he got anywhere close to this receiving yards prop, he went over this longest reception. I think there was only one game, and that was against ULM when he had 100 yards, and he didn't get a longest reception of 27 yards. But every other game where he went over, I think every other game where he went over like 50 yards last year, he had a longest reception of 27 yards or more. Just a big play guy, someone they target deep down the field consistently. I don't think that's going to change this year. I think we're going to see plenty of long vertical shots for Cam Coleman. He's a guy that can go win in one-on-one coverage. So I do like this play quite a bit on Cam Coleman, more than 26.5 longest reception. And I definitely like this more than his receiving yards prop. I think if he gets 68 yards or more, there's a very good chance he's going to have a 27-yard catch mixed in there with how they target him down the field. So that's the first play that I like for tonight. And then the other play that I like is a receiving yards prop. And on the Baylor side, I'm liking Bryson Washington for more than 18.5 receiving yards. Now, Bryson Washington is Baylor's number 1 running back who's going to be in line for a really big role this year. So Baylor, their number 2 running back, Dawson Pendergrass, he's out for the season, and he was someone that they actually used a good amount last season. And Dawson Pendergrass was pretty good as a backup to Washington last year. If you look at the depth chart for Baylor, the next running back behind Bryson Washington is a true freshman. So I'm really concerned about how Baylor is going to use their other running backs behind Washington. Like, I don't know how much they're going to use a true freshman. The other guy behind him, Joseph Dodds, is a redshirt freshman. They just don't have a lot of depth at running back now that Pendergrass is out. So I'm expecting a big role for Bryson Washington. I think he's going to be on the field a ton. I mean, you can look at his rush yards prop. That line is set at 88.5. Like, clearly the sports books are expecting Bryson Washington to get a lot of opportunity here. His rush attempts line is set at 18.5, so he's expected to be on the field getting a lot of carries. But he's also a guy that can be used in the passing game. If you look last season, he did have 22 catches for 217 yards, and he was really effective with the catches that he got. Like, there were a lot of games where he only had 1 or 2 catches, and he still went over this receiving yards line. His receptions prop for tonight is set at 2.5, and for what it's worth, in every game last year where he got at least 3 receptions, he did go over this receiving yards line. He had 6 catches for 37 yards against BYU, and that was a game that Dawson Pendergrass played very limited snaps. I think Pendergrass only played 7 snaps in that game against BYU. I think he might have gotten injured, which is why you saw Washington get a lot of opportunity. He played, I think, his season high in snaps that game against BYU, had 6 catches for 37 yards in that game. But then he had 3 catches for 24 yards against Texas Tech, 5 catches for 59 yards against West Virginia. But then there was games where he only had 2 catches against TCU, but still had 22 yards. Had 1 catch against Iowa State, but that 1 catch was for 23 yards. Had 1 catch against Air Force, and that 1 catch went for 23 yards. So even if Washington only gets like 1 or 2 catches here, he has shown the ability to be explosive, effective with the touches that he gets. I mean, last year he averaged almost 6 yards per carry. He averaged almost 10 yards per reception last year. They can draw up screen passes for him. He can easily get this in 1 catch. But I just expect him to have a huge role. I expect him to be on the field a ton. I don't feel very confident in projecting out how these other running backs for Baylor are going to get playing time. I'm sure they're gonna be on the field, but like, I expect Washington to play a large majority of the snaps, no matter what the game script is. If Baylor's playing from behind, if Baylor's playing from ahead, I think Washington's going to be out there regardless of game script. This game has a high total. It's got like almost a 60 total, so there's expected to be a lot of points scored in this game. Could definitely be a shootout type of environment. And in that scenario, we could definitely see Bryson Washington getting check downs. 3-4 catches is definitely isn't in his range of outcomes. And if he gets 3 catches, which is what his receptions prop is at, I think it's a very good chance he has 19 yards. I definitely like his receiving yards more than I like his receptions, just because, as we talked about, there were games last year where he would only get like 1 or 2 catches, but he would still get 19 yards. But yeah, guys, that's what I'm liking as our 2 plays for these games on Friday night. We got the full slate of games coming on Saturday, but I did want to break down this Friday night slate and give you guys some props I did like for these games. But of course, we'll have plenty of plays for the Saturday slate. I'll probably upload that video either Friday afternoon or later on Friday night, so be on the lookout for that. But I'm super excited that college football is officially here, guys. Hopefully you guys are as well. If you guys do enjoy these college football videos that I post here on YouTube, just make sure that you hit that like button down below for me. Hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to the channel, if you are new to Prizepicks, go sign up for Prizepicks. Use that promo code NOAH and get those $50 in free lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. But as always, appreciate your support, guys. Let's win some money tonight. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.